Okay, guys, it's a cold one. She's cold. Like, so cold that school got canceled today. So I just got finished dropping off my kiddos at my grandma's house, and we are headed out to the kitchen. I am not kidding. Bundled to the high heavens. Got on 2 pairs of pants, 3 shirts, and a puffer jacket. And I like lathered on some oil and then beef tallow on my skin, because actually on me and my middle's skin, because our skin has been so dry lately. I don't know if anybody else is struggling with some just brutal dry winter skin, but we've got that going on. There is this local beef tallow brand though. They're called Blessed Balms, and I work with them at the farmers market, and it's so good. They have like some of the best scented flavors, or scented scents, tallow scents, and they work so well. I love them. So I'll link them below. So it's a Tuesday, kitchen day. I'll be meeting Mrs. Hank out at the kitchen in 25-ish minutes. For those of you that don't know, Mrs. Hank is my kitchen helper, and she's been with me for the past maybe 2 years now. But she also, the reason that I call her Mrs. Hank is she was my kindergarten teacher, and I literally cannot bring myself to call her Carolyn. It just feels too odd. Texted her this morning and said, "How you doing?" Like freezing cold emoji. I was like, if you do not want to come in, I don't blame you. But she was like, "It's chilly, I'm bundling up, I'll be there." So the plan for today is, I actually, since it's slower right now and our production is much less than it is in the summer months, I'm just going to try brewing for the entire month of February in one fell swoop, because why not? Typically we brew on demand. We have like a really good idea of what we're going to need, and it's always 2 weeks out. But in the winter, it's a little less predictable, and since we have the flexibility of less production, I guess, how am I trying to say this? There's flexibility when we have less to produce, because we have more resources to like play with, I guess. Like in the summer, we're using all of our brewing vessels, and we know exactly where everything needs to go. So there's no wiggle room in what we brew. But in the winter, we have extra brewing vessels, and we have more flexibility. So we're gonna brew 16 times 5, 50, what is that? 80 gallons today. And I'm predicting that that should get us through February. I also put out an Instagram poll asking if people are into like floral beverages, because I know floral can kind of be polarizing when it comes to drinks. I myself don't really love floral things, because I only do one like floral flavor right now, hibiscus lemon. But I feel like I'd like to cater to some more people that like florals. And I put out 2 flavors, elderflower and lavender pear. And lavender pear got the overwhelming vote, but a lot of people then messaged and were like, but we'd be happy with either. So I think what we're gonna do is monkey around with some floral flavors today. And then we also have to, I got a text this morning from an account saying that they ran out. So we're gonna have to keg up some flavor for them and then go drop it off toward the end of the day. And then I always have some like admin stuff to do too. And I'll probably edit. I've been trying really hard to be better about filming reels, like having a content schedule. We'll see how it goes. Found that since filming a few YouTube videos now, I have a few under my belt, I much prefer long form content over short form content. I feel like short form, there's just so much work that goes into it for just such a short like hit of consumption, and then you just move on. And I try and pack in like either entertainment or value into it, but I think from the creative portion of my brain, long form content is so much more relatable. It's so much more, forms so much more connection. And you can like really, I don't know, deep dive into certain aspects that short form content just doesn't allow. Let me know what you think though. Like, I feel like, I don't know, it's just so subjective. So let me know if you prefer short form or long form content. To do when we got here was check on our kombucha that is already brewing, and it's slated to be finished today. So we're gonna check on that and see how it's looking. We judge that it's done based on a few different factors: the way that it smells when you like uncover the vessel, the way that it tastes is the most important one, but then also we check the pH level to make sure that it's within the appropriate range. So something to keep in mind too, if you're a home brewer, or if you're brewing in very large batches, it's really important to give your kombucha a good stir before you give it a taste test, because the taste at the top and the taste at the bottom after it's been sitting for a long time are going to be drastically different. So you want to make sure that it's all the way incorporated so you actually know what the kombucha as a whole tastes like, instead of just the top part or the bottom part. Okay, so we've been in here for a little bit, and I think we're going to start working on the floral components. And so I've got dried organic elderflowers here, and then also dried organic lavender. And I think what I'm going to do is, sorry, I bet that was so close up. So I think what I'm gonna do is make an elderflower simple syrup, because the flavor that I want to do is just straight elderflower. And I've read that doing a simple syrup works really well for that. So we'll make an elderflower simple syrup today. And then I think for the lavender, so the flavor I want to do is lavender pear. I think we're just going to infuse the lavender. So we'll just throw lavender like straight into a batch and see like how it infuses. And then I have some organic pear juice. that we'll just add in there. So that one should be fairly straightforward. They actually should both be fairly straightforward. But I've never done an elderflower syrup. So we can kind of flex our creative culinary muscles today. So I just got to town. We dropped off 2 kegs to Waystone Coffee, so they are all set for the next couple of weeks. And I think what I'm gonna do is go and maybe work at the coffee shop. There's always some admin type thing to do. And maybe just do a little planning for the month of February and get my ducks in a row that way. So off to the coffee shop. Are finished up at the coffee shop. I pretty much just worked on editing this vlog and also actually bought a fermenter today, which is not really a casual thing. It's like a huge purchase actually, but I'll talk more about that in another vlog, I'm sure. So thank you so much for following along on this freezing cold vlog day. I hope you are all having a much warmer day than I had. We'll see you on the next one.